We are hurtling toward the day when climate change could be irreversible.
Rising sea levels already altering this nation's coast.
5% of species will become extinct.
This is climate change portrayed by the media. But is climate change actually real? Is it really caused by humans? We asked the Ancaster High School community what they thought.
Something is definitely changing.
I think it's a pretty important issue.
It's a trend, like before every ice age.
So you don't think it's real?
No.
It would seem that the Ancaster High School community has conflicting opinions on whether climate change is real or not. That is, whether it's caused by humans. So, let's consult the facts. Observations show that the Earth's average temperature has risen by nearly 1 degree Celsius in the last 150 years, around the same time that we started burning fossil fuels. Those against climate change generally cite natural climate forces as the cause of global warming, just like Kennedy, who said that this warming can be explained by trends. By this, Kennedy meant that the Earth's climate is naturally variable, fluctuating between warmer and cooler periods over the history of the Earth. Natural changes alone cannot explain the temperature changes that have been observed. To prove that natural climate forces are not the sole culprit of present-day climate change, scientists have made computer models. When the models include only natural climate forces, the models cannot accurately reproduce the observed warming over the past half century. It is only when human-induced climate drivers are included in the models do they accurately capture recent temperature increases in the atmosphere and in the oceans. Next, I spoke with Bridget O'Leary, an immigration lawyer for the Government of Canada. I was curious to see whether she had seen an increase in the number of refugees coming from countries most affected by climate change. Being an immigration lawyer, have you seen an increase in the number of refugee claims coming from countries that have been the most affected by climate change?
Not yet, because Canada does not recognize climate refugees as a specific class. However, we do expect that the environmental crises will become an important factor in the migration of internally displaced persons in the future. The intensification of natural disasters will lead to increased displacement and migration. Secondly, rising sea levels will make coastal areas inhabitable. The number of internally displaced people due to climate change is expected to increase in the future. But Canada may not see an increase in the number of people immigrating to our country as a result of climate change. That is because most of the countries affected by climate change are countries that are not geographically close to Canada and countries that are very poor. Consequently, those people can't afford to travel to Canada. So we won't see them on our doorstep.
So, there we have it. The facts are clear. Climate change is very much real and it is caused by humans. It is time to take action against climate change because failure to act against climate change threatens our very existence. We must all stand united in this imperative change, not only for our sake, but also for our future generations.
Of course, climate change is real.